So more often than not, photos have a clear subject or some sort of action that we're trying to capture. So when thinking about composition, leading lines are one of the most simple techniques that we can implement or try to find within the frame to make our photos better. Don't have like a whole photo shoot on some train tracks because it's pretty dangerous and it's also kind of played out, but that's technically what leading lines are. Like for example, if you put a person walking away, you know, the classic train tracks, and then the train tracks make the leading lines to the main subject of the photo, you want to have lines that help the viewer navigate the photo. But in this video, we're gonna go over some other examples of cool photos that have leading lines within the frame. And also, I wanna talk about the tips that you guys can implement when taking the photo and how to find leading lines. So let's get right into it. So whenever you wanna take a photo but don't know exactly where to start, try scanning your location for some leading lines so that your subject, whatever it may be, can stand out. So in this like big warehouse place, it can be they're like the bokeh balls, but like pretty much the ceiling lights converge kind of like the railroad tracks, but again, safer, and yeah, this is better. So yeah, look, I'm gonna like go to the end of it, and with another type of lens, like a longer telephoto lens, I think a photo would look cool, so. I can't break. I couldn't brake because I had this on my left hand, which is where the brake is. So that's really dangerous. But I found this and it's red, and maybe I can use it as a prop. So again, this plus like a telephoto lens on this, because this is a wide angle, but again, I'm gonna just play around and see if I can get a photo. Okay, this is gonna look kind of dumb, but I'm just gonna have this like on my lap, and I have this chair that I'm just gonna take all the way over there, so. I think this is good. And guys, if you're having trouble finding the lines with your own eyes, you can focus on looking at the screen, whether it's your phone screen, if you're using that camera, or your main camera screen, because it flattens out the world and it becomes a bit easier to find the exact pinpoint location where you should place your subject in order for the subject to stand out. So for example, right now, I know that I should stand about here with my big head because the painted wall kind of converges and comes to my head, and I think the lights as well, and overall I think it's a good composition in my opinion. But yeah, just focus on the screen and try looking for lines that way. Okay, we're moving. And now I want to talk about angles really quick, because you can either be real close to the wall, like if you're taking a portrait of someone that's on the wall, if you're here, or if you show them like straight flat, like there's no dimension. Like I said, your screen flattens out the world, so it's up to you to find the right angle to bring back that whole like 3D depth to the image, right? So my trick, and I mean it's not just mine, everyone knows about it, but you go about 45 degrees, right, off the wall or whatever. Actually, let me put this down. You want to be at a 45-degree angle around there to introduce that whole like infinity looking thing. Oh wow, that was very aggressive, just like the whole infinity, but you get the point. And again, find the right angle, because sometimes you also have to be pretty low. So for example, I'm gonna take the camera out. So this is normal, and then this is low. So I just noticed that. All right, so if we want to talk about lines, I mean, look, this is all straight wood, so I can just like stand right here, and technically this all leads to my big head, like I keep saying, but I was just talking about getting low and using that angle. So now I want to talk about lenses, because if you pair up getting low, like squatting and getting close to the ground to exaggerate the floor, nothing more is going to help it than having a super wide angle, or at least a wide angle lens, so that it can exaggerate the edges and just kind of warp the world a little bit. But that way you have the most like wide angle plus low angle plus converging lines and just all that. So try it out. All right, so we got this light. So hopefully it's better than having to break and stuff. Okay. Maybe I'll do like a 10-second after this. All right. Leading lines, guys. Back at the office, and I want to show you guys how shadows can also be really cool leading lines, especially if you shoot around sunrise or sunset, so you can get those really long shadows. Arms or legs stretched out can also lead us to the person's face, which is why it's a creative pose that people should definitely try, and all you got to do is find the right angle that works best. And again, check out these shots of roads taken at about a 45-degree angle. It looks super nice, so remember to take some of those along with some straightforward ones like these. I also want to show you this photo so that you can see that implied leading lines are also a thing, because here the main focus is of course the girl on the left, but once we look at the action in the back, we see the boy and especially the girl looking at the main girl, which this brings us back to the main subject, even though it's not necessarily a straight line, and also her arm kind of points us to her face as well. So guys, next time you want to take a photo, be on the hunt for some of the lines and stuff that we talked about in this video. And if you want to see more content, there is no hunting required. All you got to do is subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you get a notification every time we upload. Make sure you follow the Instagrams as well. And lastly, I want to say, share this video with 2 friends if you think it was helpful. But that's it for me. I'll see you guys in the next video.